Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? I trapped him, Rich. Hey, we got him.
What kind of throw was that?
The one and only Mr. Jerry Carey.
I guarantee you this, if I was on the bag there, my player would have been in the top 10.
All right, and we're back right here on the Dan's Golf World Show. Though I am barely surviving today, guys, I don't know if you can see it in me. I am holding myself together by a thread.
You're in distraught.
I'm beyond distraught from the Travelers Championship this last weekend and the heartbreak we saw over Tommy Fleetwood. Guys, I don't know about you, but I haven't slept in days. Can I get an update? Are you guys as lost as I am right now? Gary, where are you at on this?
Feeling very good.
You're feeling good?
His name begins with T, but doesn't end with an Iger for one, so I'm not that distraught, but I do love Tommy.
All right, Rich, let's talk to somebody a little more logical here. He made it about Tiger already.
We're not even a minute in.
30 seconds in the show. Can we crowbar that in?
Yeah, guys hardly got a
so
foot.
To give you a bowling update, I've got...
Wait, what'd you say?
I said the guys hardly got a foot.
Talking about Rich.
Oh, Rich? No, what? Sorry, Rich, what?
Nah, man. Oh, that was... I mean, I'm a huge Keegan Bradley fan. Absolutely love him. Watching him in TGL and stuff like that.
You've got his uniform on right now.
100%. That's why I have the mustache. It's the Keegan Bradley mustache.
Yes.
Right? So, I mean, so the fact that he won, I'm like super overjoyed, super happy about everything. But like, you have really shown me about Tommy, and he was also in TGL, and I fell in love with him too. And he was up, 3 or 4 strokes coming in the back 9. Going into the last hole, he's up a stroke and doesn't even go to a playoff because he bogeys while Keegan gets the birdie. And that putt. Oh my goodness. So he has that long putt that stops just outside of Bradley.
Or as I'm referring to it now as a speed bump gate. I mean, because that's what it hit. It hit a little speed bump on the way, It
did. But here's the thing, though. That speed bump, if you go and you watch Keegan Bradley's shot, it hits the same speed bump. He just accounted for it because he got to see the exact line that he was shooting.
That's so unfair. And at the end of the day, Tommy Fleetwood, whatever happened, he came up unbelievably short on that approach shot. I mean, not even on the green. He's putting from off the green, then leaves it 7 feet short and in the worst position possible behind the guy who you're trying to hold off to show him what the putt's going to do.
Yeah.
It was almost on top of his marker. That's how close it was. It was the exact line he was shooting.
I like I said, I've been upset. I've been distraught. I'm not interested in hearing what Gary has to say about it because
well, in our group chat, I'm driving I'm on the way home from Alabama. I haven't been able to check my phone at all. And all of a sudden, group chat's blowing up. He's like, oh no, oh my God, this is insane. What's going on? And I'm like, no one had any context. So I'm like, what is happening? I texted back saying like, yo, I've been driving. I haven't been able to check my phone. What happened? And then it took a while for you guys to respond.
Because here's the thing. I couldn't see my phone because I was crying. All right?
Crying tears that formed Tommy Fleetwood on the floor.
I mean,
did you see those couple of clips of like cell phones that were going on TikTok of Tommy as Keegan's putting?
Oh, you just see like his head, like you would see it from like the backside of him. So yeah, you just see his head down. He didn't even watch him make the putt. He's like not even watching, and then you just hear the crowd erupt, and he just like turns and walks away. It's like, oh.
It kills us.
How long has Tommy been in PGA?
He turned pro in 2011, I believe. He started on the Challenge Tour, which is sort of like the European version of Korn Ferry. And he got a win over there, made his way up and started playing on the European Tour, got some wins over there, got his PGA Tour card, enough points, yada, yada. He's won 7 times around the world. He's been runner-up in multiple majors. He's won Ryder Cups. He was 3rd in the 2024 Masters. I mean,
what does it take to be number 1?
He's been a top 10 ranked golfer in the world.
I thought it was going to be the Grant effect.
2 is not a win.
And currently holds the record.
Grant effect worked.
He currently holds the record for the most top 10 finishes of a non-winning tour player in history.
Because everybody else
And
won
he's
one.
by far the
That's right.
highest
That's how that
money
works.
earner of a non-winner.
Yeah. And quick guess. We'll throw it around the room here real quick. If you already know the answer, please don't answer. Gary, how much do you think Tommy Fleetwood has earned in just career earnings? We're not talking sponsorships and other stuff, but official earnings from tour play, PGA Tour and DP World Tour combined?
I'm going to have to say somewhere around 38 million.
All right. Rich, if you don't know the answer, do you have a guess?
He's saying 30 million. Can that be just the line I go higher or lower? I'm going to say higher than that.
I'm gonna say around 65 mil.
Lower than that.
100%.
Josh, is that just a random guess?
No,
You know the answer?
no, I don't.
Oh, okay. So it's a random guess.
Oh, so he's really close.
Yeah, it is. It is right in the neighborhood of $60 million, right around because it was 30 million, about 31
Give me
million
that.
from DP World Tour and about 32 million from PGA Tour and majors and
Good
all
guess.
that.
I said 38.
All that together combined is a little over $60 million in career earnings. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he's not struggling.
amazing.
You know what I mean? He's not like in some studio apartment that he's got,
He's not a starving artist.
he's really not a starving artist. That's the best way to put
And
it.
what's crazy is like purses used to be like $1 million if you won. Now like purses, if you come in third, is like 2.
Well, yeah. I mean, what Keegan Bradley walked away $3.6 million.
Yeah. So Tommy got like what, 2.4 or something?
I think it was in the ones. Was it in the ones? Like 1.5 or something for
Still
second
better,
place?
still
Question.
more money than I made this weekend
I
playing
do
golf.
have a question because I saw this
About
clip.
double.
Yeah, we'll just talk over Gary.
I saw this clip, and
All right.
is this the last signature event of the season?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I saw something like someone said the golf season's pretty much over.
Yeah, we're in the first week of summer, and we only have one major left. I think we're pretty much out of signature events, and we're almost into playoffs, and it's the first week of summer. And somehow golf is already almost over.
Do you know what's sad?
I'm getting my snow shovel out because you know what? We're already done golfing.
Exactly. Like we're
July 4th
almost,
hasn't even hit.
No.
Snow shovel time.
we are almost in the 4th of July era of the year, and it's insane how you just like snap and it's like it's here.
Yeah, that's it. It's gone. Well, and I don't know, does time fly because we've waited so long? Now we're finally playing golf and time's flying by. We're not sitting inside and it gets dark at like 4 o'clock and we're just miserable because it's, negative 10 degrees out. Or is there some sort of like space-time continuum that causes the golf season to fly by like beyond all sense of physics? I
Well,
don't know.
I
It's what
think-
it feels like.
I think it's a schedule. Like I look at it as like work schedule, right? My weeks fly because Monday setup, Tuesday shoot day, Wednesday edit show day, and then clips. Like my weeks, like they get mixed up because of just on the go all the
'Cause
time.
You have to work.
Well, no, not that I have to work. It's that I have a
You're
routine.
explaining a job.
So what you're saying is when you're around your fiance and friends, time feels really slow.
No, but
I'm kidding. I'm
no,
totally
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
like because I feel like why it's moving for me is just because of the schedule.
That's it
And-
flying by.
yeah.
Like what? I don't. It was just the turn of the new year. We just did the new studio, and now all of a sudden it's July and it's time to start snow shoveling again.
It's crazy because every time I play golf, usually it's dark when we play, when it's early, blah, blah. But now we get till 8:30, 9 o'clock to play. And it's like, I love that so much. And like yesterday when I was playing, the guy said it would take $1,000 for them to replay another 18. Dan, it was like 90-some degrees out. What would it take for you to play 36? You would pay $30.
What it would take for me is to not have to bring one of my kids to sports or have a mandatory event, and I would
Exactly.
immediately play more golf.
In this heat.
Yeah,
I
100%.
played 36 Saturday and 45 Sunday.
All right, here's the question. Foot of snow on the ground, -6 degrees. Someone goes, hey, you could play golf right now, but it's going to be 92 degrees. Would you take it?
Josh,
1,000,000%. I wouldn't be like,
Well-
nah, that's still too hot. Keep the foot of snow on the ground. I'm not going to golf. So, I mean, that's the thing. You got to golf when the getting's good. I mean, you know, you pass it up and what do you got left?
Because like when you look at 4 o'clock, sometimes you'd be like, man, we got an hour to play. Now I look at 4 o'clock, I'm like, I could play 2 rounds.
Well, I don't know. I think, I mean, I'll play when it's too cold. I'll play when it's too hot.
You'll play when you could play.
I'll play when I can play. I mean, that's all you got. I mean, 'tis the season, as they say. 'Tis the golf season. All right, guys. Well, listen, I got to get away from my sorrows over Tommy Fleetwood to welcome onto the show a friend of mine, an internet celebrity, probably, to me, in my opinion, one of the most well-known caddies on all of Instagram and TikTok and you name it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the one and only Mr. Jerry Gerry. Hey.
Hey, look at that. I'm even clapping for myself. I'll clap.
Dude, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. Always doing good. Just got back from 7.5-week trek, just having fun, man.
7.5 weeks. That's, I mean, at this point, you're like on tour, like Aerosmith or something like that. I don't know.
I feel like Aerosmith. I got the hair. I'm wondering, I got to get a guitar in my hands one day. I mean, it'd be fun, right?
You know what? Golf clubs over one shoulder, the guitar over the other. I could get used to that lifestyle.
That would be the dream world. Yeah. The dream world, man.
Well,
yeah, for sure.
You know, obviously, I think, you know, when I scroll the internet and I hear this voice of yours approaching some stranger, somebody in a parking lot, you approaching them about caddying for them, I know that whatever's coming next is going to be fun and interesting. And I just think it's so cool, this sort of space you've created, this sort of thing. And it didn't exist before, and anybody else who tries it is just not comparing. So, dude, how did you get there? I mean, how did you create this Jerry Gerry sort of cult following thing? How do you do that?
This is where it gets fun. It's unreal. 2 years ago in August, I retired. And so I, you know, the love of the game, used to caddy when I was young. But my daughter runs a pretty big social media platform. And she says, Dad, you got to do a video, man. You're the character. You got to do a video. And I went, well, what am I? I had no idea what TikTok, Instagram, zero idea what it was all about. And so we came up with an idea, and I came up with this character, Jerry Gerry. I'm going to go, I says, well, there's enough guys hitting golf balls and nobody wants to watch my swing. Why don't I do what I used to do and caddy and go have some fun with it? So I came up with the name Jerry Gerry, and I don't know how I did it, but I did. And well, just so everybody knows, it's Jerry carrying the golf bag, obviously. And it's just a fun thing, man. So now from that day, I did a video, and they launched it, and I was on the golf course, and I had no idea. I think I just got Instagram then, or TikTok. And they phoned me, and I'm on the golf course, and they had launched it like 9 hours previous to that. And she says, Dad, it's going crazy. You got like 1.2 million views in like 11 hours. And I go, is that good? I had no idea. Zero idea, guys. Zero. And of course, take it from there. And, you know, since that day, it's been a trek. 2 years this August, and 9 countries. Last year, I was home for a total of about 40 days. This year, I've been home for 16 days. And what is it, July? Something. So, you know, I'm all over the place. And I think that's part of it. It's just the fun part of, you know, I think a lot of the fans like to see where I'm going.
Yeah.
They kind of live their dream. You know, the guy that can't get away, you know, maybe he sees me at Oakmont. Maybe he sees me at Royal Portrush. Maybe he sees me at Troon, you know. So, I mean, I think that's what it is. I think that's the attraction.
Well, so you're making this first video, or your daughter brilliantly suggests you to go give this thing a try. So you go out. I mean, golf takes a while. There's a lot going on. How do you know how to put that all together? Did she help you edit? Did you know how? Did you kind of figure it out? Like, how do you assemble a video?
I knew zero. Dan,
yeah.
I knew nothing about the internet, social media, zero. They run a pretty big deal in what they do. My daughter, I'm so proud of what she's done. And I'm basically was a kind of a case study from One Peak Creative. They run a fairly large company that can take people and go, hey, look, do this, do that, and this will work. So I'm actually shooting a video about that this week. I'm actually going to be in a big presentation that they're doing for major companies and stuff to launch how they can get the presents. So they have a system that works, and I worked my butt off to get it. When we shot that thing, it was totally natural. You know, it was just be myself, go out there, talk golf, caddy a hole, and it worked.
Wow.
And whenever I do a video now, it's just, that's the way it is. It's, you know, people that stage and try and, you know, make that perfect shot. I'll be walking down the fairway, Dan, like walking down, and half the time I don't even got the player. I'm holding that in my hand as I'm carrying the bag.
Yeah.
It's not, everything I shoot's on an iPhone, everything.
No camera crew, no sound guys with like the boom pole.
I have never had a mic on in my life.
Wow.
Other than when you put a mic on me one time. Where were we? I think you put a mic on me.
What was that? PGA Championship, maybe?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So anyways, and I walk with this thing, and so sometimes people aren't even in the camera. I mean, they're not even in the, and it's just organic.
Yeah.
And that's what people want to see. They want to see the real blue-collar golfer. They want to see the high-end golfer. They want to see juniors. You know, I do a lot of junior stuff because I think the kids, you know, the new game's crazy. I was with a 14-year-old a couple months ago, and we took on, and the video's coming out on YouTube. My first YouTube is me and a 14-year-old took on Brian Urlacher.
Oh, come on.
18-hole event at Seville Club in Phoenix. And so, you know, it's fun for me. You know, I get to meet Urlacher. He's a cool dude, man. He's one of the coolest dudes on the planet, man. That guy's crazy.
He seems so cool. I mean, I met him really briefly, but I haven't got to golf with him and film with him and everything. And he seems so fun.
He's got a good sense of humor. And so anyways, the young juniors now. So I'm going to start a track of taking young juniors against athletes.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, these juniors today, this 14-year-old Maverick Methuen, okay, hitting it on a rope, 260 to 280, you know. He's 14 years old, 113 pounds.
It's my left leg.
You know, he's with TaylorMade. I mean, I'm going, this kid's got more credentials than most PGA Tour players here. So anyways, just fun. And it was a good, I can't tell you the outcome because it's going to be cool when it comes out. But the funny thing about that day is I'm sitting with Brian Urlacher on the bench, you know, because I got my caddy bib on. I'm sitting there, and we're waiting for a group that's ahead of us because it was a group. We had about 150, 200 fans watching us because we invited people out. And I look down at Brian, and we're sitting there. I look down at his calves, and I look up at him, and I go, Brian, okay, I'm 5'3.5", 4. Okay, I says, my calves are actually bigger than yours, and you're a Hall of Fame NFL star, man. Like where'd you get those twigs? You know. So the banter started. There was a great day.
Did he fold you up into a ball and throw you into the pond?
I think he did. Actually, I'm still reaping that. I was waiting to get thrown in the pond like that guy. Remember that guy that got thrown in the pond?
Yeah. Wasn't it like some pro wrestler? Like it was all set up, but he like tossed somebody or something.
He threw that guy in the pond. I would have been airmailed into the pond at Seville. It would have been epic.
So videos start moving, you know, you're getting the views, stuff starts happening. You know, one of the things I notice in your channels is you work with cool brands, some new, some established, some big names, some, you know, all sorts. How does that start coming in? Do your DMs start blowing up? Do you start making phone calls? Like, how does all that come together from I post a video, I'm getting views, I start doing this, you know, how do you get there?
Oh, yeah. It's funny. It's funny you ask that because in about day 12, I got a call from a sunglass company, and I went, "Oh my God! Like they want me to wear their sunglasses? Like what is it?" So I asked my daughter, I says, "Like, is this actually going to start happening? People are going to?" Goes, "Dad, it's going to start happening. They're coming, okay. The horses are coming down. They're out of the gate, and they're searching you down." 3 weeks later, I sign on. I got an agent, full-time agent. Great guy, Viral Nation. I can't say nothing better about it. What a great crew of people. They sell me in the market out there, and we work together. But my deal is that with Viral Nation, hey, look, you know, you guys bring me what you get. You're my agency, and I love the guys. You know, love the whole team there. But I get to be what I used to do. Me, I've always been in that world, and I just left that open that I could start dealing with brands and getting so I'm constantly on the phones. And people phone me, and then I make deals, and I negotiate. I think I'm a great negotiator. I think in anything in life is a negotiation. You know, you You made a negotiation when I turned left. You know, that's a negotiation in your head. So
Plus,
I
I don't know how anybody could say no to you. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? Like you got that working for you.
They do, you know, it's got to work for the brand.
Yeah.
And so I got to like the product. You will never see me put something on there I don't like. I'm not in that position that I would need something that bad to do that. I don't believe in that. I believe in that if you're going to go to work, social media golf is one of the hardest jobs on the planet, believe it or not. Everybody thinks it's roses and here and free golf and go. It is tough, man. You're constantly, I'm 300 messages a day, and I try to go through just about every message. I'm dealing with brands. I'm up at 6 a.m. so I get the good light to go shoot at a golf course. I'm out till 10:30 at night because I'm getting off the golf course as it's late. You know, there's nothing worse than shooting a golf course midday.
Yeah.
So all these kind of things that we have to bring into factors, like days, weeks will go by. I don't even know what day it is. And a lot of social media guys and people think it's going to rain money on their heads. Hey, man, you got to work hard.
Yeah.
Hard at this game, just like what you guys do. You work hard. I mean, you're on the road a lot. You know what it's like. It's not easy, right? So it's fun, but it's not easy.
Well, which is exactly how, you know, you and I have met, is because we're at so many of the same things that it's like just by osmosis that, you know, whether it's PGA show, Masters, PGA Championship, whatever it is, Masters. And
to me, Dan, you know what? That brings relationships, and I'll get into that because I think relationships in anything that you do, doesn't matter if you're in social media or if you're in making widgets. You got to have relationships and trust people that you want to be, and surround yourself around the people you want to be around. One of the brands I deal with, you know, I love my brands, you know, and I could just name brands here that have really helped me get to where I'm at right now. And I'll always never forget that.
Yeah.
That is something that I always do. And I love the small brands because, you know, I don't move the window for a big brand. I can't watch that needle move.
Sure.
But if I'm with a smaller brand and I go, wow, I actually sold them X amount of this. Really? Wow, man. And he's happy. So that's the cool part of it, right? I mean, I think that's what's really missed in the world now is the relationship. And, you know, it's not always about the money. You can have all the money. I've met through this trek some of the coolest, richest, funnest, poorest golfers, guys hitting it with stuff they bought at Goodwill. Hey, those are the best golfers, man. That guy's got a Goodwill thing. He went and hunted down that little wedge that cost him $6. He's happy and he hits it good.
Yeah.
So, you know, hey, you know, golf is a game of what you can afford and what you can afford to play. And, you know, if you, I got a lot of my social media people that reach out and say, Jerry, what clubs are the best? Well, you know, caddies are, I've seen guys shoot 68. I've been on the bag. People shoot 66, 68 with 10, 15-year-old clubs. I mean, then you get a guy that's got all the brand new stuff and away he goes and he comes in with 104. You know,
well, it's so
not
true.
Always.
I mean, you even look back, you know, even in history, like look at, you know, videos of like old majors and things like that, where it's like, you realize how well these guys are playing with clubs that would be, you know, at the old Play It Again used sports store now for, you know, $20. And what these guys could do with them, it's like, it's great to have the latest technology and game improvement, this or that, but it's not that those other clubs can't do it. I mean, turn on any old rerun of something. I mean, obviously, look at, you know, Tiger Woods' prime. I mean, at the one point he was using that square Nike driver that some have said.
I think it was cool. It was called wasn't it called the Sasquatch?
Yeah.
No, that was something like that.
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah. And so, you know, and nowadays someone would be like, oh, I can't hit this thing. It's garbage. It's like, well, you know, it's not the club's fault necessarily.
It would be fun to have Jerry come to COG and meet Emery, the kid that won the drive, chip, and putt at the Masters, because you're working with juniors, and he's just like a phenomenal golfer. And they do the Under Armour Junior Tour there. And I play with my buddy Axel, and he's actually just won his first junior tournament. And literally the kid's like 72 shooting, and he's 14, and he's like 110 pounds, just like you said with your buddy.
Yeah.
And they're phenomenal golfers, and the etiquette they got is just really fun. Etiquette. And except Emery's kind of funny. He'll hit a ball. He'll be like, I'm so good at this game. And I'm like, you are, Emery, and I love you for it.
Confidence is good.
You know what's so cool? It's funny you say the Under Armour Junior Tour. I usually wear the shirt. I'm with them too. I do some stuff with them.
Wonderful.
Actually, a video that just launched today is cool. It's with Brantley Lott.
Oh,
I think
cool.
he's the top 11-year-old, and he's with the Under Armour Junior Tour.
Do you know
Fun
Steve
kid.
Embry?
What's that?
Steve Embry?
I introduced them at the Masters.
Oh, wonderful,
And that's
wonderful.
where-
That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So it's so fun. I think that's such a great thing. I think Jordan Spieth is now part of it now. I believe that was announced that Jordan Spieth is part of the Under Armour Junior Tour. And watching these kids, and I'm going to say this, today's golfers, the Scotties, the Brysons, the great golfers, and they brought a generation that Tiger generated. Tiger generated these kids.
Yeah.
Now Bryson's generating kids, and same with Scotty. And little do they know that they're going to be wiped off the planet shortly, because these 14-year-olds, these 14 and 15-year-olds, okay, take no prisoners in the game of golf. They're golfing 6 days a week, great etiquette, and they're starting with the tools that are better than when Scotty and when Bryson started with.
Yeah.
Without a
These
doubt.
kids now, I'm telling you, man, I think the age of major champions is going to come down, and I think it won't be long when we see a 19-year-old to 20-year-old win a major.
You know what? I say we bookmark that prediction, because I think when you're right, we'll get to look back at this moment and give you credit on that prediction.
Now that's a big, bold prediction, but I've seen these kids at 14 hitting it, and I can guarantee you, if Scotty Scheffler was standing on the tee and Maverick Bethune hit a golf ball, that he's looking.
Yeah.
He's going, are you kidding me? This kid's good, man. I mean, he's good. And it's not like you. And so and what you said about how they're so polite and so it's different. This new golf generation's crazy. It's going to be fun.
So among the people that have been highlights along the way, you mentioned Brian Urlacher. Who are some other, fun folks that you've either got to meet, play with, whatever, who sticks out to you?
I was with, a couple of weeks ago, I was with Grant Horvat down at, we were at Greenville, and he played in it. And it was
He's so fun to watch golf, right?
What's that?
He's so
just
fun to watch.
So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Henry's there. They're on the green. Long story short, and we're chatting, and I'm there with a putter company, and we're hanging out. And the funny thing is Grant was using the broomstick, and I walked up to Henry because Henry was caddying for him for the week there at the BMW Corn Ferry in Greenville.
Yeah.
And I look at Henry and go, Henry, man, like, is he really using that thing? He goes, no, we're going to get him off that thing. We're going to get him off that thing. Okay. So no kidding, man. So we got him putting with the regular lab. Like, I think he's loud, right?
Yeah.
He's putting with the regular lab. And I think that was the moment, honestly, where Grant made the decision that it's over. Because I heard him say something like, yeah, we're going with this and we're going to stick with it.
Yeah.
And
then
Henry
his very next video that he put out, I think the Tommy Fleetwood video, he was no longer with the broomstick and he was still with the lab putter head, but standard length.
When Henry looked at me and went like that, he goes, okay, now we're good. I don't mind being on his bag when he's putting with this. So, and not that the broomstick's bad. It's just, I don't think it fit what he was doing. He was struggling. So. But anyway.
Tips. For somebody who is using a caddy, what are some do's and don'ts as a golfer that you should know is like, I don't know, just some important notes to know if you're ever using a caddy while you're out playing?
Okay. That's a great question because, excuse me, a caddy, a real good caddy, is designed in one way to keep your head between the ditches.
Yeah.
As you go down and walk off the fairway, off the tee, that man or lady, whoever's caddying you, can keep you where you need to be in the game. That's what a caddy does. He keeps your clubs clean. He clean clubs, guys. Crazy stuff. And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to bring it out. I don't care. I'm doing it. Groove it. You gotta have
Groove It's the best, baby.
Clean clubs to anybody in the business. Groove it. You have to have clean clubs, guys. Water, dirt on the face. It's like playing pool. You've played pool.
Yes.
With the what?
What kind of throw was that?
What was
Oh,
that?
that's a
Too much
bowler
sauce.
for you.
Too much sauce.
I was telling Josh, I was like, hey, throw me the Groove It brush. I want to show you that we're
Oh,
big
good,
fans
man.
and supporters.
Well, there we go.
and-
We got dueling Groovits here.
yeah, he
You know,
he
these things
launched it
squirt,
into the
so we got
TV.
you're gonna actually have a water fight with this thing because it squirts, right?
Yeah.
But anyways,
And if you're really famished, you drink it.
yeah. Actually, good way to get drinks into the. I like that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
you know?
clean grooves, keeping their head in the fairway, and teaching them that not always does a lot of the caddies that I meet around the country at country clubs. Hey, they're not the best green readers, especially the young ones that haven't been around. But a caddy's not designed to read the greens for you all the time.
Yeah.
Basically, on the PGA Tour, they get called in. I have good friends of mine that caddy LPGA and PGA Tour and world-class events. And myself over the years, like, we don't get called in all the time. You see it. We get called in when it's needed.
Yeah.
Because most of these guys, like, do you think Bryson can putt? That's why he's there.
Yeah.
Scotty can putt, okay? He doesn't need to be told every time what he's doing. A big thing for a caddy is to keep the head in the game, man. That 6 inches, again, it's the big oldest joke, the toughest 6 inches in golf is so true. Because if, you get over a shot, you're not confident. The last word your caddy says sometime to you before you're hitting that iconic shot is something that will stick with you. And you'll notice them saying the same thing exactly there. It's just a routine.
Yeah.
And so that's what we try to build as a caddy. And as any country club caddy, and I've had a lot of them on my bag, and I've been on the bag that way. Man, just keep your buddy. Just keep it there, right?
You know what's so funny? You talk about the obviously, the space between the ears, which is the biggest battle for most golfers. And some of my, I've played with a handful of different caddies, but there's a couple that really stuck out to me over time. And what caused them to stick out to me was certain things they said that has stuck with me that I still use in my current golf game and just things or stuff I repeat to myself or a confidence level that was given to me when they were there. And for me, in my mind, I was just like, man, that guy's such a cool vibe. He made me feel great. But hearing it sort of kind of like the insider sauce, knowing that really a good caddy, that's what he should be trying to do. Right. And so kind of the fun part for me and what I'm unraveling from that is I didn't realize that he was doing that sort of intentionally, but it sounds to me like he probably was. But for me, it felt just cool and in the moment and really shifted my confidence, helped me step up and take a great swing, took the second guessing out and helped me just kind of land on a decision. Let's be confident, put a good swing on it. Go ahead. You've got this. You've been doing it all day. Just throw another one out there, and all those things that reinforce that confidence. So when you step over the ball, you're not taking a waggle with question marks. Instead, it's really just going through the process and getting ready to take a shot.
The funny thing when you say that is there's a guy and I would say he's the best caddy on the planet. I'm going to call it.
Wow.
The Caddy Whisperer, if you follow him, Caddy Whisperer at Pebble. And he's been there, I think 17, maybe more 20 years. I can't remember. This guy is incredible, man. He is so cool. Because if you look at caddies on the PGA Tour, you guys know this, right? They're the coolest cats out there.
Yeah.
You watch these guys, they're walking with the bag, they got the Valspar hat on, they got the Janny King or the Net Jets towel. They pull, hey, you know what? They're pulling that towel out for a reason. You know why they pull that towel out, Dan? Why do you think they pull that towel out?
I don't know. Tell me.
Okay, well, so most caddies and some caddies on the PGA Tour, what's the number one hat you see out there is the Valspar hat, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Well, they get paid by Valspar to wear that hat. They got deals just like anybody else. The player ain't just Hoka shoes, the Net Jets towel, the Jenny King towel, and there's a performance rated deal through the grapevine from what I've heard and from friends of mine that caddy. That there's a performance package put together by the company to when you pull that towel out, let's do it when I'm on TV.
Yes.
So there's a deal there, because the caddy's always working with the camera crew, given the club, right? The 5, the 4, the 3, or whatever he's hitting, working with. So I think there's deals made on the side. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, get me on with my Janny King because they pay me on performance. Okay, let's get this done. Caddies are cool dudes, man, and I love them to death. They're the hardest working guys out there. The player's working hard, making his swings, but the caddy on a golf course, bar none. Think about their job then. Monday, they fly in, they're there for the Monday, and they go walk, they go get their things, they go get their all their gear out of the caddy level, the lounge. Tuesday, Wednesday, practice rounds, usually a pro-am, you got to be on the bag. Thursday, Friday, if you make the cut, you're there Saturday, Sunday. These guys are relentless. The hardest job on the PGA Tour is to be a caddy. Simple as that. Your player, you know, when he's in having a beer or something after or a drink or whatever the heck he's doing, that caddy's working hard getting stuff ready for the next day. It's crazy, especially if you got weather involved. Weather, I mean, it's crazy. So my hats and clap to the caddies of the PGA Tour that make it possible for us to watch these guys perform the way they do.
The unsung heroes. I mean, because really, you know, they're not called into the press conference, and you know, somebody asked me that. They said, they said, how come the caddies don't come in? And I said, here's the thing: it's a tough position because the caddy is never going to call out or say something negative about their player, you know.
Never.
And so, what are they going to do if you're going to be like, hey, so what happened back there on 10 when this and that in the water? Was he gonna? What's there to say? Like, listen, he hit a bad shot. Like, what do you want me to do?
Well, he didn't listen to me.
Right. And so it's like, you know, to the public facing point of view for these caddies is all support. I'm not going to go say something behind your back. I'm not going to talk about a private conversation we had. And so it is. It's a tough position because I'm so curious to hear from them, but at the same time, it's probably quite limited as to what they could or should say publicly.
Yeah, like the caddy Gino with Joel Damon. So I was at an event in Canada. We had 3 caddies, kind of a sit-down night at a great little club, out in Ontario. And we interviewed, and we had a caddy night, and it was questions to the caddies.
Yeah.
And one of the questions that came up was really cool. Was like, how many times do you actually get to make the call? And like, what's going down? Like, and I think. I can't remember. Was it Corey Connor's caddy? Yeah, I think it was Corey Connor's caddy. And he goes, well, I might get 1 or 2 a week, you know, like something like that.
Yeah.
And Gino's there, and Gino's going like, you know, after the upswing thing, the whole deal. He goes, I got unlimited calls.
Wow.
And the other caddy sat back and went, you got unlimited calls? And he goes, yeah, I got unlimited calls to keep Joel's head there. So it's kind of funny. So I think that's the player and caddy relationship.
Yeah.
You know, there's caddies that are great caddies that couldn't caddy for, say, Keegan Bradley. There's great caddies that couldn't caddy for Bryson DeChambeau.
Sure.
You know, they just don't. You have to have that. They melt, man. And
you even see guys like, you know, Max Homa and, you know, Colin Morikawa and these guys that are switching around caddies. And it's like, you understand, like on one hand, you know, it's like, hey, we had a killer run, but me as a player, I need to change up my world. I need to change how I'm being spoken to. But now it's like you're back in the dating pool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the caddies are on a dating site. It's like Plenty of Caddies.
Yeah. Plenty of caddies on the green.
Who am I going to get this week, man?
Yeah. And then, you know, then you look at like Rory, you know, where he's been with his caddy for as long as I can remember. And yet, you know, you've got other guys that are rotating in and out multiple times throughout a season. But again, just like, you know, the old couple who's been married since longer than we've all been alive versus the people who are out at the bar picking up, you know, whoever's next.
And it's funny, the first
I've
time
never done this. Maybe, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the first time I ever saw any of your videos, like you're so instantly likable and you could tell you have the knowledge. I was like, I would love to have him walk up to me and say, if I could get you a par, I'll get you this bag. And it's like,
Jerry, I'm going to be honest. Gary will sometimes stand in a parking lot just hoping you're showing up.
I'm like, you know, where's this guy?
I've waited for you. I can't find you.
All
I don't
right.
know where you're at.
We'll find each other.
I tell you what, I'm going to caddy for you, and I'm going to give you the challenge. Let's do it.
I'm down.
We got to do it. Okay?
I would love to go.
I love it.
It'd be so much fun.
I'll be
Jerry,
reporting live.
Jerry, I got a quick question for you. So you did the caddy experience at Oakmont. So
Yeah.
how was that as far as challenging goes for you being on the bag for that, opposed to, obviously we saw the greatest in the world struggle, but being on the bag for that, how does that work?
Oh man, that there. So what I did on the Sunday, you were there Sunday, weren't you, Dan? You were there, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? Okay. So that Sunday, I got to Oakmont at 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. And I wanted to go out and see the sticks and see the flags and see everything before the players went out and do how I'm going to look at it if I was caddying on the
Yeah.
bag, And so I did that, and throughout those videos that I did, I walked 18 holes. I walked Oakmont before 9:30 in the morning. The whole deal. And you know what it's like at Oakmont. It was a little wet that day, it was a little, So anyways, the rough there, guys. What a great deal that was. These guys that are complaining that it was too tough, that was incredibly done grounds. I can't say enough about the grounds crew at Oakmont.
Yeah.
They need to do that once a year, and they need to make it tough. These guys are the best in the world, and I compare it to this. They've made the golf course tough. The flag positions were tough all week. Putting was a challenge for a lot of the players. They couldn't get the speed. I don't know how many putts I seen were short. Hundreds of putts I watched be short. Too scared. The caddy should have knocked his buddy on the shoulder and said, "Just go with these putts, man. What's the difference if you're 3 feet short, if you're 3 feet by? Let's go.
Yeah.
Make some putts."
Give it a chance.
And yeah, and that's the old thing in the game, if it's never there, you're not going to get in, but you got to be careful, but you don't have to be that careful. You're at the US Open, man. You got one crack at it once a year. Go have some fun. And I don't think a lot of the players put that in their head. Let's go have some fun and go win this thing. I think that I think a lot of it was in their head and a lot of huge mistakes. I watched Justin Thomas in a bunker shot that I know he's played it a million times. And I think it was on 13 or 60. I can't remember the par 3. And I think it was 16. And he flopped it and it hit that bank on the side and got caught up in the hairy stuff. Now he's got himself into a mess. And 2 guys on that par 3 made 5s, and 1 guy made a 4 or 3. 2 guys made 5s, doubles, pros. It was beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Well,
So that answers the question. I'm not sure. I think that, that I think they should set courses up like that a little more. And my comparison, guys, make it quick.
please.
30 handicapper that goes out and plays his weekend country club at whatever country club he's at, or private or public. He's playing those conditions all the time because 3 inches of rough to him is like death on a stick. And so he's playing it all the time. You guys get to play it once a week. You guys complain? Are you kidding? Come on, boys. I guarantee you this. If I was on the bag there, my player would have been in the top 10. I can guarantee.
Oh,
Guaranteed. I would have kept his head in it hard. I don't know if people, I really don't think that would have, I really do. I think I would have got a top 10.
Well, it would have been great.
Golf course.
I'm waiting for the
Can't
intro
let the golf
video
course beat you.
of it. I'm waiting for the intro video of Jerry Carey in the Oakmont parking lot, proposing to Caddy for one of these guys on a
Gonna be
major
fun.
weekend.
I love that.
I
I love
great.
that.
So before I let you go, what do you got coming up? There's always tons going on, and of course,
you want to hear the list? This is crazy.
All
So
right, go ahead.
today, what is it, June 22? I don't even know what day. So I'm here back at home for a couple of days. Yesterday, I shot 2 videos. Last night. Tomorrow, I shoot 3 videos in a town north of here, about 100 miles north of here. And then Friday, I'm shooting a full thing with my daughter, with their team, with One Peak Creative. Saturday, I get ready. I'm heading to Calgary for an event in Calgary for 4 days. I fly to Pinehurst. I gave away a trip to Pinehurst for 4 guys. So I'm meeting them at Pinehurst for 4 days, but I'm there for a week because I'm doing some shoots there. I'll come back from that. I'm going to go to Cincinnati. I'm going to drive my motorhome over to Cincinnati, catch some guys. I got to meet a guy in Boston, go to the Boston Club. Then I'm off to New York and then back to Cincinnati. And then I'm jumping on a jet to Royal Portrush. And then I'll be there doing that, shooting some content in Ireland. And after that, I'm doing a deal in first week of August in Ireland with 3 creators and 3 people there with me, and then Eastlake, and then probably home for a couple of days. Kinda
Just
like
a
that.
couple though, you don't want to get bored or anything.
That's my gig, man. That's what I do. And in between that, I got to shoot other videos for people in my videos. So
So
there's the social media world.
essentially the rock and roll lifestyle tour doesn't end. It just takes like minor brief pauses.
I think I would have been a great dude with like what would be the all-time traveling band? You would know that. Come on.
The all-time traveling band?
It just went everywhere.
I mean, isn't it like Grateful Dead or something like that? Like, I don't
Gotta
know.
be, right?
Yeah, it could
I would have
be.
been in that band.
Yeah.
I would have been in that band. And I would have kept the band together because I would have caddied them to say, hey guys, we got to stay together, make some money. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we got to go over here and we're quitting. Every band broke up. Kind of, I guess, like caddies and players. Wow.
Well,
Never
that's
thought
it.
about
Maybe
that.
the road crew didn't have the caddy mentality. You know what I mean? They weren't, keeping these guys mentally between the ears on track.
Yeah. I just want to say, just before I get off, I love all the comments, all the fans. I love it when I go to PGA Tour events. I love it when you tap me on the shoulder. I will take the time to talk to you, and I will take the time to meet people. I love it. Golf's a big game, and it's a fun game, and it's got some great people in it. There are some bad apples in the game of golf, just like any sport, and just don't associate yourselves with people like that. If you're on a golf course one day and you got somebody with a bad attitude that's out there throwing clubs and breaking them, just leave the golf course that day and you'll probably feel a little worse. And I'm going to put one more challenge out. If you're making a tee time for you and your buddies next week, say, for example, and you're going to go play some nice golf course, I want you to not show up with your golf clubs. And I really mean this. And I want you to go caddy for your best friend, because when you caddy once for your best friend and you walk 18 holes with him and you know his game and his personality better than anybody, you will have the time of your life. And you'll have way more fun than golf. And you'll have the time of your life. Do it. Try it. It's a blast.
Here's what I'll say.
He ditched me the one time
I
asked him.
100% accept your challenge, and we'll let Gary show up next time without his clubs and caddy for me.
I dare you, Gary.
Yeah.
I could be your guys' caddy.
I would love to caddy for Dan. I know all his everything.
I've had people try that, Dan.
Yeah.
I've actually had people call me back and they go, man, it was a blast.
That is so
It
cool.
is a
Yeah.
It's a great time.
And
what a great job for a retired guy. Go to your club, go find a club and go caddy, man. You're going to have some fun. You're going to get some exercise. It's a blast.
Man. Well, I will tell you, it's that the caddy world to me is so interesting and fun and intriguing. And I love that like you said, there's plenty of people out there swinging a golf club on camera, but taking us into this world of caddying is so cool and so special within the viral golf space. And you're crushing it, man. You're so fun to watch. Absolutely. I mean, your channels are incredible. New YouTube video coming out here next week.
Couple weeks. I'm
Coming
still
up,
doing
couple
some
weeks.
a lot of editing. I'm trying to keep Brian's big body in the picture, So
What's the
we're gonna make
YouTube
it
channel? How do people find you?
It's just being set up now. So
Okay.
it's my first YouTube. So it's being set up as we speak. I will let them know.
I mean, you'll announce it on your Instagram and all that other stuff. How do they find you there?
It's gonna be so fun. And I'm gonna start doing things and interviews and fun on it, and giving the fans what they deserve in this social media golf world.
Well,
Fun.
I will vouch. You said that, whenever fans come up to you, you always take a moment. I will vouch. Like I said, I see Gerry at all kinds of events. We see each other all the time. I mean, we probably bumped into each other no less than 10 times. And he's always got somebody popping over, saying hi. He's doing the picture, taking a moment, sharing stories. So that is without a doubt true.
My fans mean a lot to me, man. And it's just like anything, right? So I think it's a big deal. Social media golf itself. It's a growing game, and guys like you, Dan, I want to say, I love what you do, and I think everybody does. So I just want to say thanks a lot. You give me a lot of this sometimes when I watch you on there, and you inspire me a lot.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that, man. Coming from one of the best in the game, that means a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, make some noise for the one and only Jerry Gerry.
All right.
I'll be waiting for you in the parking lot. Jerry.
Yeah, thank
Go,
you.
Jerry.
Thank you so much, man. Well, I'll see you
Take care,
soon.
guys.
I mean, because that's how it goes. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon.
All
All right.
right.
Take care, man.
Dude, Jerry Carey is the man.
What
is
a
he
guy,
not?
right? What a
him.
guy.
Ugh.
I tell you, I said it a bunch of times, but it's just so funny because it's not even like he and I coordinate to like meet up. It's just that we end up in so many same places that I see the guy all the time, and I'm always like, dude, got to get you on the show, got to get on the show, like whatever. And so finally, I'm just glad it finally happened. Long overdue. Super cool guy.
I would love to see him and John Daly do something.
Oh, dude, what a combination of vibes. Be interesting.
And just Jerry Carey's vibe is just so cool. Like that matching up with him, like that would just be like the ultimate because they're both good vibe guys, you know?
I mean, pristine vibes at all times.
I think I get annoyed by John Daly a little bit.
So
You get annoyed
so we
by
were
John
sitting here
Daly?
and,
Oh
you
my
know, we're
God.
running we were sitting here during the segment and we have the live running, obviously.
Yeah.
And I wanted to call it out, but I didn't want to break up the segment. But Blake Bunkers jumped into the live for a bit.
Oh, Blake, dude, we are so
Yeah, it
overdue
was
for a
awesome.
bunker report. Guy's busy.
Oh my goodness. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, we haven't had one in forever. I would have loved a bunker report from Oakmont.
All right, I have a question coming out of the Travelers and
Go on.
the performance we saw. Would it be fair for me to say making Keegan Bradley the Ryder Cup captain for Team USA was a gigantic mistake?
Why?
Okay.
What?
Yes.
No,
Now, here's-
not fair to say.
Okay, let me tell you why. Because we all saw Full Swing season 1. We saw the heartbreak moment where Keegan Bradley was just devastated by not being chosen to be on the Ryder Cup team. And he said, I got to get back to work. I got to be playing better. I don't want to be like on the cusp of a maybe pick. I want to be locked in. I want to be dialed. We all cried with them, the whole thing. I mean, it was devastating to see that part of Full Swing. I felt like because of that spotlight and everything around it, and them realizing that he is a talent and he's sort of becoming sort of a tour veteran at this point, that they're like, you know what? He is right. I think he would be a good vibe. Let's make him a captain. That way, no matter how he plays, he's there. He's in the mix. He is a part of the Ryder Cup team. And I'm not saying that like it was a charity handout. I'm just saying that it really forced them to give him a second look and really wanted to make sure he was included. Well, fast forward, now we have Keegan Bradley playing some of the best golf he's played in a very, very long time. Taking now his second win on the tour, where at this point, I think he is a prime selection as a player in the Ryder Cup. I don't even think he's like a handout. I don't think he's like a courtesy exemption. I think we need a guy like Keegan Bradley playing on the Ryder Cup team. And now he has this sort of captaincy position. And as the conversation gets brought up and in various interviews, they're asking him, well, what if you do end up playing? He's like, well, I do have some great assistant captains. You know, we got Jim Furyk. We've got, whatever, all these guys. And it's like, was it potentially a mistake making him the captain of the Ryder Cup team if we could have had a crystal magic ball to know that he was going to be playing this level of golf, handed to somebody else who could focus on the captain position full time, who's not a potential player in the Ryder Cup, and let Keegan Bradley focus on going out there and getting us points in the Ryder Cup? That is my thought, my take, why I think quite possibly it is turning out to be a giant mistake to make him the captain of the Ryder Cup team.
I have a question off of that.
All right.
Okay. Can he do both? Or is that like an unwritten rule?
I have a comment on this. I
All
just
right.
saw an interview with
Go
Keegan,
ahead.
and when they picked him as captain,
Yeah.
they said to him, we want you to be the first player captain since Arnold Palmer. So
Oh.
that's already, when they made that selection, they already had that in mind, and they want him to play. And that was in the press tour, the press conference after the Travelers.
So that was a little reveal because that wasn't announced early on. And here's the thing. It's tough to announce it early on. You got to go out and play. You got to get the wins. And then you can say that. It's tough to be like, hey, I've had another sort of, kind of middle of the road year, but they did tell me they want me to play, I don't know.
I think it would be a different story if it was someone like Max Homa. Like where you see the potential. He's a good golfer, but just hasn't been getting it done.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing, I saw a ranking that was listed. I saw somebody do a clip on it. And so I get now, Dan, I'm going to lean on you a bunch for a bunch of questions, but I guess so. There's 10 people that play in the Ryder Cup. Is that correct?
Is it 12?
Is it 12?
I
Okay.
think it's
So, and
12.
then of the 12, like the top 5 people are like automatically locked in, and then the captain picks the other ones or something. Is that how it works?
Yeah, or is it 16? Is it 8 and 8? Somebody look it up quick. But you're right. There's the first half of the group is decided by world golf rankings if you are from the United States or if you're, European. And then the others are captain's picks. And that's where they can go outside of world rankings, which is important because as we see like live golf players who are currently not getting world golf ranking points other than when they play in majors, these guys, like a Bryson DeChambeau, his ranking does not compare to what it probably should be because he's only getting points in majors and not, all his other great work in golf. So those captain's picks, especially now with the divided tours, are extremely important.
The cool thing though is with the dividing of everything, I think Keegan's like right on that cusp. So he would have to pick himself, yes, but he's like, if it's 5 or if it's 6, whatever it is, he falls right there on that cusp right now.
I think now he's a lock because they just said he just moved to number 7 after that win. And if you remove the European players that are ahead of him, like for example, Rory's number 2, so he wouldn't count against the top US players eligible for the automatic lock. So I think at this point that he is like locked, I believe. He doesn't have to be like a captain's self pick. Like, and the next.
How awkward would that be? Like,
I award this to me. Yes.
So we got 12 players per team. So we were right on that. 12.
Okay.
6 top 6, and then 6 captain's picks.
So I guess whatever that deadline is, whenever like it is determined that the world golf rankings of this day is when the Ryder Cup team is chosen. So as long as he stays where he's at, to me, it sounds like he's a lock. He's not even like a self pick.
That's awesome.
I want to see Ben Griffin on that team.
It was kind of fun in the
Yes.
Travelers too. Did you notice at the very end? I don't know if you heard the crowd, but the crowd was all chanting like USA and stuff like that
Yes.
when he was going against Tommy. It was like, oh.
And what I will say is I do feel like there is some U.S. Ryder Cup team momentum right now.
Yes.
I mean, at this point, we have 2 of the 3 majors so far this year are potential Team USA players. And then again, our Keegan Bradley, our captain, out taking another win. I don't know. To me, that feels really good.
Which is fun to bring up because the momentum that was in Sunday's Medina Ryder Cup, like it was USA for hours because we had such a lead, which then just progressively evolved into ole, and we're like, no. And that motivation just went, whew, gone, goodbye.
I tell you, I'm
I
so
agree with you
excited about this
completely.
Ryder Cup. Like, I think it's going to be so much fun. Like, and you're exactly right. And we got people. Bryson's playing some great golf right now, so he's going to be there. Like, I mean, Scotty is just crushing all of the time. He is in the hunt every single week. Every week.
And it doesn't matter.
If he's
He
not
could be T24 and you still have to worry about him because here he comes, just hunting down. It's just climbing the leaderboard, even like over the weekend at the Travelers, it's like Scotty's 4 back. It's like, no, Scotty's in contention.
And what you say, like Bryson was the most exciting opening to any Ryder Cup with his eagle on that par 4.
Oh, talk about setting
Grabs
the
his
vibe.
putter on the tee.
Which is just soul crushing.
So here's the list that our famous GPT gave us.
All right.
It says Scotty's already locked in being world number 1. Xander Schauffele, solid performance across majors and big events. These are the likely automatic qualifiers.
Okay.
JJ Spawn, U.S. Open champion, doing great. Russell Henry, Henley,
yes.
sorry.
Yep.
Consistent top finishers there. Bryson DeChambeau likely in the top 6, which I saw that the other thing I saw them lock him in as one of the automatics. So how great is he playing that he's getting enough points and he's on live, Then you got JT, regular top 10 contender. We know that he won just a couple weeks ago. So those are the tops, the likely locked ins. Then the captain picks, they've got Keegan Bradley, Patrick Cantley, Brooks Koepka, and then he's got kind of a big list. And this is kind of the questions. Some Tony Finau, Sam Burns, Cameron Young, Daniel Berger, Jordan Spieth, you know.
I just pulled up the OWGR to take a look at the week 25 top 10.
Love it.
Of the top 10, 7 of them are U.S. players. Of the top 8, 7 of them are U.S. players.
Only one's Rory, right?
Yes.
So Rory's the only one that's mattering right now?
Well, I mean, they're going to take the top 6 European players. They're just not all in the top 10 in the world. So we go Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and then back to, so Rory being, you know, the first European player, and then we're going to go a bunch of U.S. Xander, JT, Colin Morikawa, Russell Henley, Keegan Bradley. So right now, Keegan is number 7. Remove Rory out of 2 because he's going to be on European team. That puts Keegan in the auto lock 6 as of right now. I guess we need to take a look at
changes every week.
What is the date, you know, the cutoff date. And then right after Keegan Bradley, JJ Spawn is number 8 in the world. And then we have Sepp Straka and Victor Hovland, obviously both locks for the European Ryder Cup team. Just absolute locks.
But then how about like Brooks Koepka though? Because he's not anywhere on that list.
I don't think he's playing good enough, to be honest.
I don't know.
I'd love to see him, but I don't think he's playing. I mean, he had a good PGA or the U.S. Open, but he hasn't been doing really anything on Live.
Would you say he's playing the way you throw?
Play? Oh.
Hey,
How's the TV doing?
Yeah, how is the TV doing?
I think it's okay.
I know. I know what hit harder, though.
What?
Oh, me. So in Alabama, we're doing these races, and I have a video clip for us. We're doing wheelbarrow races.
Okay.
And I take the hardest fall, I think, ever in my life. First time where I've actually saw stars. So
wow. So
only one time you've seen stars?
Are we talking like concussion material here?
I don't
Probably.
know.
I think if you, like Joe Rogan talks about that all the time. They're like, you know, even like mild head trauma is like a form of like concussion. So if you saw stars, chances are you forgot like, you know, half of what you knew about math.
I think I've seen stars 3 times a week.
I need to play it from the beginning.
Literal wheelbarrow race.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the kind like where someone's holding your feet.
No,
and you're kinda,
literal wheelbarrow. We're in Alabama, man. It's literal wheelbarrow.
Nice.
All right, so let's play it. I don't know if you can hear the sound or not.
Don't hear audio. Do we need it?
We don't really need it.
Okay. All right.
Getting ready to go. And we're playing her parents or racing her parents. It's me and my fiance.
Here we go. You guys
You're
got
actually
a
in a
small
wheelbarrow.
lead. I like
That's
it.
the fastest, slowest running I've ever seen.
Just wait.
All right. Decent transition. Okay. Now you're going to go dangerously fast because you want to make up ground and you're competitive. Oh,
you actually did fall
dude.
pretty bad.
So you went up and over. So did you lift too high and then the front end dug in?
Yeah, the way she was sitting too, because we were so fast.
Run it back. I got to see that train wreck again. Oh, you're still down. Did you guys call the paramedics?
No.
Good. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Your head
Dude, did you crank your neck too?
Yeah. So what happened was I tried to roll out of it.
Yeah.
And
you did not succeed.
I fell so hard I missed the roll. So I landed on the top of my head. And when I'm laying down there, I'm like, at first when the camera was panning towards the finish line, I like was going like this, just making sure nothing's broke because I hit hard.
Can you wiggle your toes?
Yeah, I was
is
wiggling my
everything-
toes,
yeah.
arms, fingers, making sure nothing was broke or dislocated because I hit so hard and my legs wrapped around the arms of the wheelbarrow.
Jeez.
And I'm sitting there, and then that's when I like lay back down, that's when I'm like, ooh, okay. I just busted open my hand. I look like Gary now. It's so good.
Wow.
You know, it's even worse if his face hit here on the wheelbarrow.
Oh, dude.
No, I flew over the wheelbarrow.
No, I saw, but like imagine your teeth hitting.
Oh. All right. So status update. Still in pain, still sore, full recovery.
It did. The next morning did hurt. I mean, I did have a couple brewskis that
All
day.
right.
This has got an excuse for his face now.
I don't know if it's because of that or because of me falling, but the next morning it did hurt. Like I was hurting.
Was that the fiance in the wheelbarrow? I couldn't
Yeah.
see close enough. Okay.
Yep.
How did she do?
She was fine. She fell gracefully.
Wow.
She broke her hair clip though, but out of the 2 falls, it was like she fell on pillows compared to me.
And you tumbled down the side of a mountain.
Oh, dude, it hurts so bad.
Were your hair clips okay?
No.
Okay.
Hair clip's broken for everyone. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm glad you're okay. Shit.
But yeah, I had to show you guys because I thought that was just
It
hilarious.
was pretty good.
That's brutal. Wow.
I enjoyed that.
That feels like a I don't know, like a viral internet clip of somebody just doing something and getting super hurt. Like those
Alabama.
people love watching that.
Yeah.
Part of the fail army on Chai TV.
Yeah. Fair enough. What else we
Talking
got
about
going?
Brooks Koepka and whether he's good enough to play or not.
Yeah.
So missed the cup at the Masters, missed the cut at the PGA Championship. T12 at the hardest course out there in Oakmont.
Which is
Oh.
Oakmont was so interesting in that. I mean, because you're looking at, like Rory barely making the cut, JT not making the cut, Scotty obviously wasn't running the entire show. And then
Keegan
you get a
didn't
guy
make
like
the cut.
JJ Spawn out of nowhere winning the whole thing.
Right.
I mean, what? Yeah. Oh. So, right. So now you throw Brooks Koepka out there and he's going to take T12 at that. That's interesting.
And then you got other great Tony Finau.
Tony Finau, Big Tone. Are any
Right?
early predictions, any of these names that have been thrown out there, do you guys think will end up making it in the pile of picks? Because here's what I felt like at the last Ryder Cup. Guys like Jordan Spieth, even at the time, Justin Thomas, even Ricky Fowler, those guys to me were brought in. They were like energy picks. Like they weren't necessarily like
Vibe
at
guys.
that time points raking qualifiers, but just like their history, their vibe, what they bring to the team was just like, we got to get him in here. Do you
So
think?
I got a question for you. As far as like, I get it's team golf and stuff like that, but like, explain to me like why are you not just picking the best players and like what makes it so much of the team aspect? You need the quote energy guys.
To me, like from watching it from the outside perspective, it is a little bit like going to like stay away camp. And so you're spending this couple of weeks together and everything, they all generally fly there in the same plane together. They do all these photo shoots together. They're all in their matching outfits together. They're all at these big, like whatever hotels together. They're doing like these nightly dinners and receptions. And then they get together and then they plan and strategize with the captains and the assistant captains leading, and they're creating matchups. And then when there's pairings, they're wanting to put guys together they know they're going to feed off of each other, which is why you continually see in the past, like the Jordan Spieth and the Justin Thomas playing together a lot, because those two have history. They've been friends since they were junior golfers. They hype each other. It's crazy. And then when you finish your round, a lot of these guys, they then head back on the course and go out and watch the remaining players coming in. So it is, and you see them on the side. They're sweating the putt just as much as the guy over it. And there's just so much to it that is this group effort. Like, I mean, they're kind of like, I don't know, if SEAL Team 6 had really soft hands, kind of a vibe.
What a great
Do
analogy.
you know, every time you talk about JT and Jordan Spieth together, all in my head is that viral video. You guys just lost to us too. Like,
And the energy guys also bring in the viewers and the sponsorships and stuff, because like a guy like Ricky Fowler, no matter how badly he's playing, we want to watch Ricky.
Always.
We love
always,
Ricky.
always.
And we always will love Ricky. I thought about Rory, but I guess not.
I think that just plays a lot into the whole thing. I mean, it's having these guys out there that you want to play in a 4-ball or whatever it may be, whatever format is for the day, or the alternate shot. Thank you.
Ricky!
Yeah, Ricky,
Big
let's go.
Rick!
Wow. Nice.
yeah.
All right, TikTok Live. Anyway, hoping we didn't just get our channel banned. I think there's a lot to it, and vibe is a big part of what makes the Ryder Cup team, what makes the event, what makes the viewership. I mean, the whole thing.
So
like
as far
I
as
said,
its
it's my
score
favorite.
goes, it's 2v2, right? So that's foursome playing on a hole, or is it 1v1, or how does that work?
So different days, there's different formats. And I know, like, one of the days is like an alternate shot. So it's like I hit the first one, you hit the second one, third one, and then I know like the final day is just singles. It's like it's me versus that other guy. And at the end of it, whoever won the most holes gets the point for the match. And then that goes into our team's point pile.
And if we tie, win a hole, that's only 1 point, or do you back up the points and win a lot of times in skins where
the points for the holes decide who gets the overall point for the match. So the match was only worth 1 point. So we're keeping score to decide who gets that point, which I also find really interesting. And I didn't know this, that a lot of these guys, it's really important to them in their history, how many points that they have won in their Ryder Cup history. That they look back and be like, listen, over my history, career, I've had 15 points for Team USA in Ryder Cups. And
that's cool.
And so we look at, last Ryder Cup in Europe, Hatgate, this whole thing, and they were arguing on the green, and there was just all that chaos going on. And I was like, guys, Europe is like mopping the floor with the United States at this point where they were in the weekend. I was like, why are you so mad? Move on. It almost doesn't really matter. But what was happening was that was affecting Rory's point. So regardless of whether we needed that point or not, he wants that point. That's his history. That's his legacy. When he gets to look back into his stats and his story and gets to write the book on his life, he's saying, I want to say I got X amount of points for Team Europe for the Ryder Cup. So though this doesn't matter in terms of us winning the weekend, it matters to me because that's my point and I want it. I find that interesting.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
A little bit. I don't know.
Wait, do we know what's the date for the Ryder Cup? Anybody?
Isn't it usually September?
I think so. Yes.
Where's it at this year?
Bethpage Black and what is it? Long Island, out in which is I was joking with some of the guys at Aaron Hill's the preview to the Women's US Open, the whole thing. I was like, I honestly think that traveling to Rome for the Ryder Cup is easier than traveling to Long Island for a Ryder Cup.
It probably is.
That's my personal
You got to
opinion.
fly into
Much
New York.
rather
and
go to
drive,
Italy.
or-
Yeah.
Ryder Cup
Who wants to
dates,
go to Long Island?
September 26th to 28th.
26th to 28th.
September.
Wow. I'm ready.
How cool would it be if we could figure out something and do like a podcast from there?
I would really like for something like that to happen.
It would be so
Awesome.
much fun.
Yes.
Josh would have to work so hard doing all the editing, trying to get all the stuff out right away because it's got to be current.
The Joshes.
Just
I like that they're
grinding.
both Josh because it's just the
give me-
Joshes is great.
Give me 24 hours, it'll be up.
Yeah. He
Uh,
does
Oh,
do.
you got-
he
you got
is a
six.
+6 at editing. I give him that.
I do have a question for something that kind of coming out of last weekend. What was the deal with all the withdrawals at the Travelers Championship? We had a ton of players that couldn't play the weekend for all sorts of various reasons. And I'm wondering, are we just at that point in the season? They've been playing so much golf. It's wearing on everybody. I don't know what it is, but we had here. I will name a few. First of which being Gary's pick last week to win, Victor Hovland, withdrew 2 holes into the final round. Was sitting at 14th when he withdrew. He shot a 63 on Saturday. He said he felt a crack when warming up on Sunday.
And where?
Cracks are never good. Josh, I don't know. I'm just citing the quote.
I'll hang out
Jordan
with Victor
Spieth had a
and listen to his body.
backslash neck injury.
Jordan Spieth
Oh,
withdrew
that
on
was hard to watch.
the 12th hole on Thursday. He felt pain in his neck and back.
That is no joke.
And has never had to withdraw during an event before. And I guess speaking of Ryder Cup, do you guys think this has an effect on his Ryder Cup eligibility?
It all
We had the
depends.
wrist surgery. Now we've got neck and back. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's
First
all
guy you
depends.
mentioned was Victor Hovland, right,
Yeah.
Dan?
Victor Hovland.
It says here he had a neck injury and the crack was in his neck.
That is not ideal.
Nope.
Oh,
No.
And you don't do what I did to fix that either. Just drinking up.
Go on.
I played Dubs Dread the other day, and the first 9 holes I I was like, yeah, what did you guys say? Where did your ball go? And then I just drank enough whiskey until I didn't feel it anymore. And then I played wonderfully in the back nine.
Wow. Yeah, you just, got, loosen things up,
Yeah,
I guess.
golf over permanent damage.
Yeah.
100%.
Alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Homer.
Siwoo Kim withdrew on Friday with a back injury. He was 1 over on Thursday, has a history of back injuries, and currently sits at 62nd in world golf rankings.
What a lovable person. Look at him. He's just such a lovable
He
person.
seems so happy.
I just love that guy so much.
I also love that his shirt says yeet.
Yeet.
That's like a word my kids say.
Yeet.
Like they'll be like,
Yeet.
I'll be like, hey, here's your thing. They'll be like, oh, just yeet it here. like conversationally, like we're yeeting things. He's like, no, and then he yeeted it at me.
This generation is doomed.
Maddie Schmid
Coming from the 19-year-old.
and Eric Cole.
26.
Maddie Schmid and Eric Cole withdrew with illness. There was a lot. It just seems like a lot. Figured it's worth discussing. There's something plaguing these tour players for some reason. I don't know.
Something
Maybe
And what's
the water
crazy
out
is
there.
Hovland and Cole were like contenders. They were poised
Yeah,
to do
if
really well.
You withdraw after shooting a 63.
It's
on
crazy.
Sunday.
It's crazy
is
work.
You're
insane.
hurt.
You're hurt. You're 100% hurt.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine, playing really well, shooting great, shooting a 63. Sunday at the range, you hear a crack. And you're just like,
But you didn't feel it? Like, was he hurting when do we know these things?
I'm
What
sure
kind
if
of
he,
crack was it,
if he
though?
heard the crack, he felt it as well. It was in his neck.
Ugh.
Like,
Was it like a chiropractor crack?
oh, like
or
the
was
good
it
kind where you're like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
stepped out. I'm going to say no, it wasn't the
Yeah.
nice
It
kind of
wasn't like a-
crack in your
He's getting
neck.
put in the ring dinger.
Yeah. Put the towel around his neck. I don't know. That is, and then to go out
So
and
here's something from Oakmont. Do we know how many people stepped out of that or withdrew from that? Because that's the one I think everybody would withdraw
well,
from.
the only
I'm
cracks,
plus 96. I think I hurt my neck.
the only
you
cracks that were heard were people's spirits just cracking,
Yeah,
just being
right.
broken. Their will to
Jeez.
compete professionally. I love the
I
next
do
week.
love that Gary Carey was 100% loving the difficulty of Oakmont.
Well, and then
like-
Shane Lowry, who was literally like caught on hot mic, like mother effing the course. The next week they catch up with them, Monday or whatever, down at the Travelers, and they're like, so "How's it going, Shane?" He's like, "We're not at Oakmont." He was just like,
I didn't
so
hear that. That's hilarious.
clearly good. like just the pure relief to just not even be on that property anymore.
Same with Wyndham Clark.
Which, okay, thank you. I think
I
Wyndham
love about
Clark.
Sean.
I think Wyndham Clark might have had my favorite quote from a press conference this past week. Wyndham
What he
Clark
said?
was asked about him stomping in a couple lockers back there at the historic and prestigious Oakmont locker room. And he was like, yeah, it was a bad choice. I shouldn't have done it, but could we all just move on? Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd like it if nobody brought it up anymore because you feel like a big dummy for kicking in the locker room doors at Oakmont.
I love how he said, like, for Oakmont's sake.
Yeah. Hey, for the sake of Oakmont, could you not bring up what I did? Like,
Oh, man.
yeah. Do it for Oakmont. Save Oakmont.
That's
Lord,
so
save
funny.
Oakmont from Wyndham Clark stomping the locker room
I
doors.
guarantee you my anger is 30 times that dude's, and I've never even began to do anything at a course that would hurt a course. I would do it to my own property, but I certainly have never done
Gary,
it.
you snapped Dan's club.
It's not Dan's club. It was my club. It's funny to tell
You
the story.
Snapped Dan's club.
My
on the
club.
golf
Dan,
course.
I thought it was mine when he
thank
did
you.
it. And then I said, did you just snap my club?
Of course
And
not.
it turns out he did. So what I did was I put my 9-iron back in my bag. So I was about to, never mind. Wow.
So I thought it was kind of interesting. Did you hear? I mean, a little thing. So, Rory, I think is doing a little bit more press now. I think he's been getting a little bit better at that, But I do kind of understand his frustration though in these just some of these questions are just so ridiculous. These reporters, one, don't know much about golf, and two, are just asking terrible questions. It's like I saw Scotty and Scotty hit one, and it just went straight right. It was just
it was
Yes.
did you see that
FedEx
shot?
Cup shank.
Yeah.
Yes, like it was terrible. And then
Like,
he's
what happened on whatever it was on 14 out of the
Yeah.
bunker?
See, I hit the ball here
Yeah.
and went that way.
and because I hit it here, it made it go that way.
Yeah.
You know, and it was
He
just
makes
like,
fun of it though. Rory just gets angry.
Yeah, it's like, dude, yeah, be cool. Have fun.
I get it, but I think everybody handles it differently. And Rory, that was just a dumb question. Like, what are you thinking? You don't have to ask that question, you know? Like, and Rory's just fed up with those dumb questions.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what I also think. I think Tommy Fleetwood proved after this last weekend and his very unfortunate finish at the Travelers proves that anybody can do media no matter how bad your round went.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I have seen somebody's soul crushed so much. I mean, like we saw, even, go back to Rory, US Open last year, the wobbly missed putt, Bryson DeChambeau, shot of his life, makes the putt, wins the US Open. Rory gets in the car, does burnouts in the parking lot, leaves Pinehurst. I do not think his soul was crushed to the level that we saw Tommy Fleetwood at the Travelers this last weekend. And yet still, the dude's standing in front of the step and repeat answering the dumbest questions on the planet.
Tommy's
exactly
such a
right. I mean, did you
awesome
see when
dude.
he went over and gave his wife a hug and his kids and stuff like that when they were standing over
That
there?
came up on my TikTok.
I was just like, oh.
The music behind it, like the people are putting, I'm like, you got to stop. I was like, this is like.
It was so fun being the fan of the guy that won all the time, though. It's so much easier.
I just think Rory.
Nice.
I think can we crowbar another?
I think Rory
Vote in
lucked out
here.
on
Hey.
having a cutless event.
Honestly, though, it is super easy to just automatically pick the guy who's already good and wins.
I liked him in '97.
Yeah. That was like
But,
all
you
the
know,
Sox
Dan-
fans when they won the World Series that week.
Hey, don't stop believing.
2000, what was
5.
it? Yeah,
Thank
that was
you.
a long
Dan, it
time
does-
ago.
Dan, it really does just though really go to like makes me like Tommy even more.
Yes.
You just see
Team
oh
Tommy.
my God.
Except for during the Ryder Cup, but then the rest of the time.
Yeah,
Tiger.
for sure. No. But USA, USA,
Yeah.
the chants going on, which made it even worse for him, you
Oh my
know, because
God.
the crowd is all cheering against him.
Put the picture up.
Like-
Put the picture up.
Which is
what?
basically just
Tommy
like,
this.
F you, F you. That's literally what it is.
There you go.
Oh, no.
Poor guy. I love Tommy.
I mean, even
too.
his caddy is just like,
Oh,
he like that posture is not calm, cool, and collect of the caddy.
No.
He's
No.
just hanging on for
No.
dear life.
he has
No.
NetJets money coming in though still.
And when he was over with his family and stuff like that, the shot from behind, like Tommy usually has very good posture. He's always like very up and very like, he always looks really presentable. And he was over there just like,
Oh, like he
Punched
got
him just
beaten by
like-
a stick.
oh,
I mean,
just
absolutely.
like no life in him at all. It was so brutal.
It's brutal. Poor guy. Gary, prediction.
Yeah.
Does Tommy Fleetwood ever win a PGA Tour event?
Oh, 100,000% he will. And he 100,000% deserves it. And he 100% will.
Nice.
Without a doubt. And it's going to be within the next 2 years.
Okay. Who do you
Josh,
think?
what do you think?
Josh went to the washroom.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Moving forward, who do you think will get more wins, Tommy Fleetwood or Tiger Woods?
Tiger. I'm just kidding. But Tiger's got two. Tiger's
So-
got one more PGA. I'm telling you right now.
So
Tiger's got one more PGA and one more
at
major.
this point in time,
Uh-huh.
is Tommy Fleetwood better than Tiger?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my God, he said it.
I made him. I trapped him, Rich. It's like, hey, we got him. Yeah, we got
It's on
him.
camera. It's live.
Yeah.
I love you, Tiger. I love you.
Ah.
I mean, Gary, I can't believe you're not just throwing out there. Well, yeah, because he's snapped his Achilles. So, like, that would be the easy thing to say.
Yeah, give him a little duct tape. Send him back
Yeah.
out there.
We're given.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with this energy drink I'm drinking, but man.
All right, here's a question. Who's a better golfer? Minjee Lee or his sister?
Sister.
Oh, sister.
Minjee Lee.
Now, it's tough because obviously they compete in completely different leagues, if you will. You know what I mean? The men's version of sport, the women's version of sport. But she did just lock in another major.
She's 100% more
Huge.
focused and disciplined
How do you know?
because he's even said it.
Oh,
Oh no, he's right. Gary's definitely.
I'm always right when it comes to golf.
They've talked about that. Minjee Lee, he's like
Flips.
my sister. She'll go out there and just grind balls for hours and hours and hours and
and he's
hours.
doing
And
like
I just
TikTok
can't do that.
dances.
Let
Yeah,
him cook.
exactly. You know?
Minwoo Lee is definitely a vibes guy.
He's totally. He not only like
I love
feeds
Minwoo.
on vibes, he sets the vibes.
Do you ever see
How many
it-
wins? How many wins does Minjee Lee have?
But
One.
that was his first this
One.
year, and it was.
Who picked him that week to win?
You did.
Good job, Stash.
Yeah, go
What?
call Keegan
Yeah,
Bradley.
go call Keegan Bradley.
I love the interactions
Oh yeah,
between.
who won Keegan Bradley this week?
Was he your pick?
No,
He's always my pick.
Yeah, like everybody else is your second pick.
you picked Colin
100%.
Morikawa.
Yeah.
Did he even make the cut?
Our cut that we made now.
Oh, nice.
But I've liked the interactions between Jason Day and Minwoo Lee.
Jason Day and Minwoo
What
Lee,
happened there?
just with their like Australian accents and
their
their.
banter back and forth is just hilarious.
I want to watch that. I'm going to watch that later.
I will say, when Minwoo Lee was first like on the come up, I was watching some video and like he was getting ready to like do his thing, and I just didn't know him. I kind of didn't even know who he was, and then he started talking in the interview, and he just had this like really like deep, rich voice with this like Australian accent. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't know. I didn't know what he
You
was going to
didn't
sound like.
expect him to be Australian.
I didn't know. I'm trying to be very careful right now. All I'm saying is I was
I could be uncareful for you.
surprised as to,
Yeah.
the whole thing. Whatever. I'm moving on.
Yeah, move on.
But Minjee Lee wins.
G,
Yes. Minjee Lee.
because that's his sister.
Yes. Yeah, she just won herself a PGA championship down in Frisco, Texas. Of course, last week we got to hear from Brooke Henderson and Nelly Korda leading into the tournament. But Minjee, she took herself another major win. This is her third career major win. She's a 3-time major winner.
And then how many regular tournaments does she have under her belt? Like 7?
I don't fully know.
I'll look it up.
All right, you go ahead and look it up.
There's Josh.
But Nelly, she went on. She played well. She finished at T19. She sat at T6 entering the final round, ended up shooting a 76 on Sunday and dropped her down the leaderboard. But that does not affect her world rankings, still keeping her at number 1.
Sunday
do?
marked Lee's 11th career win.
Nice.
Wow.
So 4 more than I thought.
And her first career
Oh, no. So
her first victory was only in 2023.
she's got 8
Oh.
regular tournament wins, correct?
Yeah, so no.
So I was one off.
Yeah, including 3 major
Majors.
championships.
Okay, so I was pretty close.
Nice. Brooke Henderson entered Sunday at T15, shot a brutal 78 on Sunday, finished T36.
God, I would love to shoot 78 there.
Ugh,
Like, come on now.
easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
But I mean, I think when you're talking
That's a
about
cool
like
photo.
the,
Holy
the
crap.
brother sister, who's better, who's worse, I think obviously she is going to be more decorated than Minwoo Lee ever will be. But it's just 2 different sports, like
yeah.
the reason why there's a women's and men's division. You can't just like if they combine them, it's it's like tennis. You can't.
Nope.
I would love to see a event once a year where it's like the Zurich, but it's LPGA with a PGA.
They just got to put them up at the forward tees a little bit because they make it even.
Well, yeah, but it's all like one day's alternate shot.
Yeah, like the whatever.
Yeah.
The men's tour
That would be
player all hit from this tee. The women's tour players all hit
Yeah.
from that tee, and
100%.
boom.
Yeah, make it even.
Which
That'd be
is
so
it?
much
Is
fun.
it a true front tee or is it more like that second to front tee?
It's definitely not like the most
No.
forward
No,
tee.
no,
Like
they
the-
probably move it back, right?
Honestly, the tees that the women play are probably like comparable to like what most tips are, like certain places, because they're definitely playing over 7,000.
Right. Like the tips that are at your standard local course are not even close to championship tips.
White
I
tees
didn't know
are-
how far they went back.
You're
so.
looking at white tees at like 5,800 to 6,200. You're looking at like back middle from 6,200 to 66. And then you're looking at like back from 66 to like 7,000. Then tips would be like 7,000 and plus.
You know, it's wild to think about. So I was a part of a golf outing last week, a super fun time. And it was sort of a beat the pro type hole. And Rich, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I'm by no means a pro. I was just picked. It was fun. I was happy to do it. I got to play golf all day. But the whole deal was, and Gary was out there with me. We'll get to that. Par 3, I put one out there. I hit it. If you get closer than me, then you win tickets for the raffle, whatever it was all raising money for. If you're not closer than me, then you get to play for my ball and, go into the hole, whatever. So I was the one up on the tee, and then Gary would head down with them to the green, and he would give them an extra putt and a read and whatever like that. So it was kind of fun. We were tag teaming the hole. He'd bring the ball back. We'd do it again, wash, rinse, repeat. The hole was playing right about 170 yards. It was a little bit breezy, and it was a little tiny bit downhill.
I felt bad for Dan because, I mean, hitting a 7-iron into a par 3 like that with the wind all day. And like he did well. I saw him put one 4 inches away. I saw him put one 4 feet away and then 4 feet away. But then I'd see him put like 140 feet away.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I'm glad I'm putting.
And here's the wild thing to think about.
Why did you hit it 40 feet away? Well, you see on the club, there's the round part.
But here's the
Some
wild
guys
thing.
thought he was like the best, and some guys thought he was the worst. It was funny.
Here's the wild part. 170, 171, a little bit of breeze, challenging. You know what I mean? You said it yourself, whatever, the whole thing. We go to Oakmont, and these guys are hitting it 305 for a par 3.
Yeah.
Like, so when we talk about tees and we talk about difference, and on top of it, this is a fairly flat, pretty straightforward green, a little bit of slope on the side, and to a rough that's manageable where you can see your ball the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just getting into tee lengths and difficulty, it is like, it's not even the same
comparable
anything. Like, I'm over here at like a putt-putt course compared to what these guys have to face some weeks.
Did you guys miss, I don't know how you didn't catch that. The way you said that was hilarious. Him and Gary tag team in a hole.
Oh!
No.
I can't believe you missed that.
I fully knew what was going on there.
I'm like, oh no.
I was just allowing the audience at home to catch the subtleties of the jokes.
I'm like, oh no. I'm like, am I the only one to?
Yeah, no. I know.
So here's a question.
He's like, please move on.
Hitting that all day, Dan. If you would have hit a hole in one, would it have counted?
Gary and I discussed this. This is such a great point you bring up.
I said yes.
Gary says yes. Here's what I said. It is like an asterisk hole in one. So if somebody asked me, how many hole in ones do you have? My answer would be, I have one hole in one and one hole in one at a outing I was working or something. I would, obviously I would have my explanation down because I would tell the story every minute, but I would not just flat out say I have two.
How many holes you got?
Or you say,
One.
or you could go with, I have 2 hole in ones. One was at an outing though.
Because to me, it's like, okay, let's just say throughout the course of the day, there was, I don't know, we'll say 40 or 50 groups. And then for some groups, like what I would do, like, I'm like, okay, I missed the green. So if you guys put it anywhere on the green, you get the raffle tickets. But if you guys still don't have a great shot, I'm going to hit one more for you guys to maybe give you something to putt at. You know what I mean? So between the 40 or 50 groups, I hit at least one ball every time, sometimes 2 balls. Before it all started, I warmed up and hit maybe 10 balls. And then I got bored a few times and hit a few more balls. So is it considered a hole in one if I get a bucket of balls and sit on a par 3 and keep hammering it until one goes in? Do I get to walk around and say, I've hit 2 hole in ones?
I don't think so.
The most
Me either.
important thing also to mention, this was at Green Garden Country Club in
Absolutely.
Frankfort, Illinois, who is a great, great lover and friend of ours.
And also a fantastic host.
Wonderful.
They delivered me lunch at the tee box.
I
the whole
know,
thing.
right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? They were taking care of me.
Green Garden is just one of my top favorite golfers.
Ice
places
cold
to go
drinks.
there.
They're like, Dan, you need a Gatorade? I was like, yeah. I'm like, of course I need a Gatorade. Like, who doesn't?
So I saw this
put
question.
vodka
Rob.
in mine.
If you had 24 hours, hit a hole in one on a par 3. So we'll say that par 3 right there. You get $1 million if you make it. If you don't make it, never play golf again.
I'd rather go to jail for a year.
Here's the thing. I don't know that I would take any. Let's say it's for $1 trillion or don't play golf again. I don't think I would take the wager.
All right, $1 trillion.
$1 trillion never
let's
golf
back it
again.
down. Let's $1 billion.
So it was a no at $1 trillion. It's a no at $1 billion. It's a no at $1 million. It's a no at $1. It's,
Rich, could I play?
You're saying for $1 billion.
because here's my point. There's been challenges where they had 2 PGA Tour guys. I forgot who it was. It was like Rory and one other guy, and they went hours at this. And they were like, "Well, let me try it like with a knockdown wedge. Let me try flighting it. Let me try draw. Let me try fade." They destroyed the green. Just there were so many balls that had pelted, and none of them ever went in. So to me, it's like you have guys who are in the category percentile that is way better odds than mine. And so for me, I'm looking at it like I'm not going to make it, but there is this like minor chance that I could maybe get lucky and luck won in.
Question.
So I'm
That's
going.
why you got to be proud if you were to hit it in. That's why, yeah, you put an asterisk, you do a mention or something like that. But when you've got guys like you just mentioned hitting ball after ball after ball and they can't make it, hitting a hole in one is definitely harder than shooting a 300.
Without a doubt.
Hey,
Without a doubt.
hold on.
Totally agree with these statement.
What about an 800?
Nope. Hey.
Do you know what you need to average for an 800?
I got 2 hole in one, so I don't talk to you
I
peasants.
just shot 800 last night.
800
That is very good.
800 is an honor score for 3 games.
So is your golf score and your bowling score pretty close then?
Pretty much.
You shoot at 800 on the golf course.
So throughout, you need to shoot a 2. The lowest you could go is like average wise is 266.66 repeating. So 267. You have to average to shoot 800.
266 repeating.
And I did that last night.
Very well done.
A week prior, I choked it in the 10th frame. So I think,
Or in the bathroom?
hey, I want you guys to try to shoot a 600 series and tell me how hard it is
Let's
for you
go.
guys.
I'll go.
I did it 200 pins higher than that.
Here's the problem, and I'll tell you this. This is the most difficult part about
It's
that.
not golfing and we don't have enough time.
Thank you. If I have an evening where I don't have family responsibilities and I can go do a extracurricular activity, unfortunately, you'd be waiting at the bowling lanes. I'm like, yeah,
You
but
would
I
have to pay
ended up
him.
golfing instead.
All right, 2 questions. How much money would it take for you to go bowling on one of your free weekends? They would have to pay you like $200, right?
The whole weekend? Or
No, just one
Summer
week.
or winter?
Summer.
Oh my!
You never bowl on the
A
weekends in
trillion.
the summer.
We're going back to the trillion.
All right, also going back to the, you hit a hole in one all day. What would the yardage be for you to take that bet? Because if you give me 100 yards to 105, I'm taking that bet. But if you give me 170, I am not taking that bet.
That's an interesting one. Listen, if it's like 20 yards,
No.
for sure. No, I'm just saying. So there's a ratio.
Yeah.
Like 20 yards, there's no way you don't take it. You take it all day long. 170, like,
Absolutely not.
dude, like
That would-
never play golf
Even-
again.
That
But
would be a fun
164?
video. Hold on. That would be a fun video. You shoot for a hole in one, I shoot for 300. Whoever does it first wins.
Well, you'll do it first because a hole in one is harder.
I don't think so.
100%. And you can't use your handicap or your bumpers.
I don't use bumpers. I have no handicap. I average 233.
I live
Josh
in your
wants
mind.
to
I'm
fight
base
everyone
camped
right
in
now.
your cerebral right now, roasting marshmallows.
Wow.
I got my feet up on all your shit.
Wow. Jesus.
So, Rocket Classic.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been here for a while.
We have. Well, we took some big breaks. We had
Yeah.
a guest.
I'm
been
not
a
trying to
lot
leave.
going
I'm
on.
just saying.
Gary got his water filled.
Twice.
I peed twice.
Yeah.
Jesus
The
Christ.
Detroit Golf Club in Detroit, Michigan.
Do we?
The new
The best,
segment.
worst state ever.
Which one?
Shots of the week.
Oh, yeah, brand new to the show. We're taking a look at the shots of the week.
I can't wait to see our
All right.
scramble.
Brand new to the show. All right, Josh pulled together a little bit of a highlight reel of what he thought to be 3 very incredible, notable shots that we should take a look back at and review. Josh, go ahead. What do you got for us?
So this one is by
Go ahead.
Chisato Iwai.
Nice.
Iai.
All right.
Chip in at the PGA Championship, but look at what happens here. You probably won't hear the audio, but it's okay.
Okay. Played it off the face, running in hot, flag sticking in. Dude, if that thing missed, it's gone a mile.
Goodbye, yeah.
But also, I do like the way that she played like the face of the hill, took some speed off, and kind of let it hop up to where she wanted it to run down.
And the next one is also from the women's PGA Championship.
Hey, you know what? If they were the players this week, let's see what you got. Who do we got next?
We got Hannah Green.
Way easier to read.
Round 2, hole 14 for an eagle.
Ooh, we're out on the fairway, aren't we? Little wedge in hand.
Oh, I got an 86-yard shot.
Oh, a one hop.
One hop splash.
I'm going to be honest. I think one hop is my favorite hole out.
That's how I got my first hole one.
One hop?
It was a one hop.
Oh, play the video back.
I don't have it.
Oh.
All right, and this last one.
I do
Also,
agree. I definitely like a one hop hole in one. I feel like the dunks is a miss shot because if you're dunking it, you're not planning on just hitting it straight in. It's gonna when it hits the green, it's gonna roll forward.
I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well,
because you had the perfect
But I'm
distance.
just saying, like,
but when it landed, it's not staying there. So you hit a shot
Right.
that's not stopping near the cup if it were over an inch.
How many times have you hit where it just does stop though? Because that's the thing for sure, 100%.
Well, because I don't put spin on the ball, mine stops dead more than most pros. Because like a lot of these guys have to put it behind the hole and like rip it back, or I don't know.
Well, it's funny because
when I'm playing Golden Tee, that's what I do
Thank
every
you.
time. Max backspin, get it to land behind it, and pull.
Yeah,
it
just
back.
rip it in.
You're just
where
a
it's
bad
like
Golden Tee.
All right, number 3.
All right, so
shot of the week.
This is, I would say, the shot of the week.
This is the shot of the week. Save the best for last.
Same thing, PGA Women's Championship or Women's PGA Championship. We have Brianna Doe, ace on hole 4 in the 3rd round.
All right, before you hit play, it's an ace. Predictions: dunk, one hop, roll in.
It's
going to
be that like roll in thing.
Like it kind of flows in like a long putt.
Yeah.
Rich, what are you going?
Hits before it and rolls in.
All right. Looking at that club, it's not spinning back. I'm going close to the hole, but hitting it kind of with some speed. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
I like that. I like that.
Windy too down there in Frisco.
Love Texas.
You guys are way more right than
Me and
me.
Rich are so right.
Look at this
Yeah.
thing.
The
Look at
rightest
this
of
thing.
right. Oh, it's drippy too. It's so drippy.
It literally goes in like a perfect putt. That's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, it was like a perfect putt.
That really was.
I wish
Wow.
I wish I could
But see,
bring
I
up
think
the
that
thing.
that's more of a. She planned to put it in that area of the green, knowing that it's going to roll over there.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like a better overall shot than just happen to try and dunk it.
Right. Well, that was like a full strategy. Like the green goes this way. We've got wind, all this and that. I play it here. It's going to feed down. Like full plan.
And then
Like if you were to sit back and draw it
you're
up.
hoping for it to go in, obviously, but if it doesn't, you're still setting yourself up good. Where if you aim for the hole and you don't go in, it's fucking gone. Sorry for cussing.
Thank you.
Where's my?
But
I can't even show you.
I
this
mean, there
now.
was plenty of good shots from other tournaments, but I feel like those 3.
Well, it was the ladies had a major this week. It's
Yeah.
important to dial in on it.
And I was looking at stuff from the Travelers this weekend. Of course, there was a few chip-ins, honorable mentions. What was it? Jason Day, his chip-in from the bunker.
Which okay, right now I want to say this: is Jason Day back?
Yeah.
I feel like he's so back. Number 1 in the world back in the mid 2010s. He was kind of like the guy of guys.
He was right after Tiger, right? Pretty
Winning
much.
majors. I mean, he was the guy. Then we get some injuries, we get some stuff going on, and we kind of, Jason Day drifts off into the abyss, kind of floating on a raft out in the middle of the ocean. And then here is my personal opinion. Melbourne shifted something for Jason Day. He found this new style. He got this new swagger. He's wearing these clothes that everybody's talking about. He's wearing these like linen pants and these like track suits and all this stuff. And he found a gear that was missing, that was hiding, that was somewhere. And I feel like right now we are seeing this comeback story of Jason Day, and watching him do things like that, holing out from the bunker, getting that short game back put together. Right now we're in the Jason Day era, reprise story, comeback moment. I don't know what you want to call it.
I have another point to add to that. He started that YouTube channel with all those young guys.
Once again, proves our other point.
Yeah.
You start a YouTube channel. What do you get? You get great results.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel where I just randomly meet people on the course and play scrambles.
Here's the thing:
Yeah.
when you play YouTube golf, or you got a YouTube channel for golf, you're still playing competitively. So it's not like you're going out and practicing, kind of like going through your motions to get everything dialed. It's like you got to be dialed.
You got to be dialed.
So I feel like that helps these pro golfers in their head, to keeps them, focused and ready to go. Even though some of the times you're doing like challenge videos, but still you have to be dialed and on the camera.
And going to his point, like I'm gonna like make this about my fun weekend too, because like I was playing with a bunch of guys. Like they sent me a thing. They go, "Hey, we got scrambles tomorrow." I'm like, "Dude, yes." And they're like, "We're trying to figure out what the teams are gonna be like because you're a menace." And I sent them like that picture afterwards because like 100% I'm a menace. But like when you play with players that aren't like those YouTube guys aren't as good as Jason Day.
No.
So now you've just like been around a bunch of guys that don't practice as hard as you. They don't play as much as you, and they're not as good as you. And now you just have this extra gear that you've just discovered because you remind yourself like, wow, I am pretty all right at this. And maybe that helped him out a little bit. Just my hot take.
And the linen pants.
And the linen pants. At his practice facility that looks like a golf resort that I thought they were at a golf resort. No, that's just Jason Day's backyard.
Which I think the good guys just filmed like a whole thing.
No, they did.
Like
I was
a
so
backyard
jealous.
course, yeah.
I saw Gary. I was like, yes.
But going off of what you said, Garrett, it's like probably how you guys feel when I'm golfing with you. You guys
I have
probably
a different mentality. I just hope
the linen pants.
I just hope you just play fast.
I'm saying like you guys feel like you guys are way better, or like you guys know like, oh,
honestly,
I'm pretty
God,
good after
honestly,
looking
God,
at me.
when you're playing with me, I want you to do so well and have such a great day and feel comfortable around us. That's all I care about, because you're at a level in which like I don't even put you against me.
Well, and here's what I will say to that.
Disrespect.
Oh, I don't blame him.
No,
I
I disrespected him at the same time.
I would say the same in bowling.
100%.
Here's where I'm at. When I am around people who are either less good than me at golf or very not good, it doesn't make me feel better, because every shot I step over, I know what I want to do. I know whether I did it or not. And I know if I'm happy with the outcome or I'm disappointed, and it's all internal.
But it's like when they're on your team though, on a scramble team, and like they're like, oh, and like the simplest of shots are like being missed, and you're like,
But my point is, watching somebody else play poor golf
doesn't make you better.
Doesn't make me feel better about my golf.
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean it that way.
It doesn't. But
I thought that's what you meant.
No, I meant like it's just the unawareness of like how to do this simplistic thing, in which I have in my arsenal at any given time, which then makes me appreciative of all those practices that I have. It's not that I want you to play bad or that I think you're playing bad. It's just the unawareness to how to do it that I know I have. And that's what makes me play better. And I appreciate that.
When
I
I'm
will
playing
say,
scramble
though,
golf, my favorite thing to do is I just like to count how many shots of mine we used.
Hey, Rich.
And like, if I'm in that like 8 to 10 range, I'm happy camper.
How many natural? I'll pay for your golf round at Kyle Hill if you get within 2. How many naturals birdies did I get in combined from 2 rounds for a scramble?
And what 2 rounds?
Yeah, what 2 rounds?
This weekend I went to Sandy Pies with my friends, and I played 2 rounds. I love that it's out of context.
I don't know. Here's what I love about this. This
6.
is great content, and I guarantee all the viewers are sitting on the edge of their seats wondering how many
Rich, just say a number so we can move on.
Move on. Just move on.
Just say a number.
Just don't say a number.
No, because you might win a free round of cock. Just say, pick any number out of the sky.
What?
I don't know. Birdies,
say-
5.
No, 11.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's definitely not bad. We got the
I
Rocket.
didn't hear what he said. How many numbers?
It's 11. What did he say? Is
How
it
many
11?
national birdies in 2 scrambles?
Oh my
did
God,
I
I'm
get?
trying to move on so hard.
Go move on hard.
Rocket Classic. I was going to say, didn't it used to be called the Rocket Mortgage Classic and now they call it the Rocket Classic?
No, I think it's still the Rocket Mortgage.
But it
Classic.
said like coming up next week at the Rocket Classic on the TV.
I think it's officially the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Oh, I was like, what
According to
happened?
I don't know.
GPT, but could be wrong.
Here, I'll go on the website.
Somebody look.
You keep on going.
All right. Played at the one and only
Oh,
Detroit Golf Club. Gary, what year, right now, what year was the Detroit Golf Club built?
1837.
1899.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. it's an
Dan,
old
you were
one.
right. Did it change it to Rocket Classic?
So is that sponsor out? Did the company change their name? Like we don't know what to call it now because Rocket Mortgage is out, so we're just going to keep Rocket because screw you. Like, what are we doing? What do we do there?
I don't know.
It's
I wonder if it's the
probably
same
like-
brand.
It's probably like Comiskey. They were the thumbs down field for a while, and then they're like the the lower mortgage rate field, and like.
So
you
did
know,
the
they just-
company
No.
change the name, or
when
did
when
the
it comes to the Sox, it was guaranteed rate. Now it's just rate. They got rid of the guarantee. So maybe the same thing.
Oh, okay. So it's just
Still same
it's
company.
just Rocket.
Yeah.
What a stupid name for a baseball.
So like with that logo, we could just call it like the Red Rocket.
Yes.
Okay,
Classic.
Yep. Yeah.
yeah.
You're
Nice.
a Rocket Classic.
Why
Nice.
do we think the same?
Cool.
This is where the dogs belong.
Thank you.
It says here the course was lengthened 300 yards for the tournament.
Wow.
It's
So
like,
the
here, let's
Red
just add
Rocket got
another hole
longer? Is that what you're saying? Thank you. Wow. Let's move right along.
This tournament's getting me excited.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Sponsored part by Cialis.
What? Just we're still.
It's
Still
off
just-
the rails.
We're just digging ourselves a hole here.
Oh yeah.
We'll get it with the Red Rocket though.
Thank you.
Blast off.
I don't even know what to say about it. Ricky Fowler won 2 years ago. I don't know. Hopefully he wins again.
It says here a very drivable par 5.
Drivable par 5, huh?
What?
Yeah, on
And
18.
it says very drivable par 5 and 2 opportunities for Eagles on the 13th
In
hole.
2. Drivable for par 5 and 2, you just said. Not drivable.
We're in Albatross zone
Ah.
for that hole.
Go.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Huh.
Cool.
All right.
Mm.
Fun. I don't even know what else to say about the Rocket Mortgage.
Our picks?
Yeah. Well, let's go through those.
I love that, Vic. Yeah, I'm a Snapchat that.
Here's
Oh,
a side
God.
question. Has anybody ever won back-to-back tournaments?
Like, who? Like in us making picks and tour players
No.
making.
Like I mean, like when after JT wins or something like Keegan Bradley, like I feel like there's zero chance Keegan Bradley is going to win this week.
Scotty
Oh,
Scheffler
true.
did it last year.
Well, yeah, Scheffler and I'm sure Tiger has, and I'm sure that the
Nelly
gods
did it
of
6
golf
in a
have.
row.
Hey, you know what? You could tell here this picture of Tommy Fleetwood was taken before the tournament. He's
He's got a
just
smile on his face.
happy.
Can I get a new picture with not my Mickey hat? No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Do you want me to run down the picks?
Yeah, let's not do this all day.
Okay. So Travelers Championship, we made our own cut. Top 36 in ties, just to cut it in half, so not everyone gets points here. In fourth place was Gary with Victor Hovland at plus 3,000. He withdraws, got 0 points. Rich,
Don't look at me.
Colin Morikawa at odds of 1,800. He was T42 at -1. He got 0
Why
points.
are you laughing so?
Then it goes Dan with Tommy Fleetwood with 3,500 odds.
I'm crying again.
T second, -14.
It's just like last time, Josh keeps barreling through. Gary's fighting for his life.
And Dan has 14,000 points after that. And then guess who finally won a week? Me with Ben Griffin at plus 5,000, T14 -7 for 15,000 points. So our running total is Dan in first place with 82,200 points. Rich in second place with 19,200 points. Then me jumping up to 18,200 points. Then Gary at 4,750 points.
You know, it's funny. before the show, I was like, guys, I don't know if I want to do these picks anymore. The game's so out of control. Like, I think I'm ready to like find a new game or something. And then I look and it's all still in here. And I now know why. Because Josh won. He's like, you can't quit the game when I finally win, you idiots.
I do think if we pick a winner, we should add an extra 10,000. Like you get an extra bonus for picking the winner.
Who's picked an actual winner though?
Rich.
And
you.
Thank you.
But the pick order is Gary,
job,
Rich, me, Dan. So Gary's first.
Do we really care anymore? Does anybody care? Rich, do you still care? Rich doesn't care.
I didn't care once we made the points.
All right. Executive decision. We're making no picks this week.
Oh.
And we're coming up with a new game. And here's the new game, possibly starting next week. It's your points are based on gambling picks you make. And if you hit something that's like plus 2,500, well, that's how many points you got.
Okay.
If you
Clean
pick something
slate.
that was like plus 125, a pretty easy peasy pick, might be a lock, but you're not getting a ton of points. I don't know. That's a thought, but executive decision. We're not doing this pick system starting now.
What?
Fair?
Yeah,
Fair.
fair.
So
Fair.
that means you win.
That means we're quitting now while I'm ahead.
Slap hands is
Josh did
convenient.
sneak in a win.
Josh, when are we playing me one-handed, you not one-handed?
It's not happening, Gary.
Son of a bitch.
It's not happening. All right, guys. That's all we got. We've had a heck of a show. I feel like Jerry Carey was on like a month ago.
Yeah,
We've
I
been
know.
doing this thing for a while. But that's it. Here's what I'll say. Here, we're not making picks. Nobody's making picks. But I'm still picking Tommy Fleetwood. That's it.
I don't see Tommy playing.
I know he's not playing. I think he had to withdraw
No one's playing this
because
week.
he heard a crack in his spirit,
Yeah.
Sure.
in his soul, whatever.
Dude, how about Jerry Carey? He's just the coolest guy. You could just tell he's got the best vibe ever.
Dude, he's a great dude. Gary,
Hey.
I do believe at some point he will caddy for you. I think that'll happen. That would be fun.
That'd be a wonderful time. You know what we should do? Make a video where I'm just in the parking lot when it gets dark and I'm just looking around still. And
Dude,
we'll send it to
and
him.
I'm going to get a wig. And he's going to be like, oh my God, he's here. And I'm gonna be like, ugh. And he's like, God. Yeah. No. All right, guys, that's it. We got to get out of here. We got, I don't know, Gary's got a tea time in like 4 minutes. And Rich, I don't know what you have in 4 minutes. I couldn't think of anything. So on that note, I say we call it a wrap. And
Colin's going to do good this week, though.
who?
Colin's going to do good this week.
Colin Morikawa?
They
No,
just
yeah, if he
watch
makes
it.
the cut.
Dan's gone.
He had a bad week last week. He's going to do good this week.
Yeah, it's going to be Homa's week.
So we're all kind of making it. Listen, I got Ben Griffin. That's all I'm saying.
Hovland.
All right.
Although Ricky Fowler, who wants to get on the
Who's
Ryder
that
Cup,
playing?
might come out and play lights out so he can start earning some points to get that.
This is the last tangent of the show, and then we're ending here right now. And maybe this is a topic for next week. But last year, the whole hoopla, or kind of like, 2 U.S. Opens ago, the whole hoopla was over the Jailbird putter. Everybody ran out and got it. They needed it. It changed everything, revolutionized the game.
You had it.
I bought one too. I got it on the frenzy. I wanted to make videos about it. I used it for like a week. Hardly anybody's using them anymore. Is the putter not good anymore? Like, what happens with these guys? Like, Ricky Fowler's using the Lab. He's not using the Jailbird anymore. Like, how is a putter so good, like, only in certain years? It's not like wine. Like, oh, this Opus 1, don't open it this year. You can't play Jailbird. It's an even number. And Mercury's in retrograde and, like, all this other
And
stuff.
I broke my
I don't know.
second groove it brush.
I think
need
it's
a third.
money.
I don't think so. I genuinely don't, because Ricky Fowler never had a deal with Odyssey, and he doesn't have a deal with Lab. He's sort of a free agent on his putter, and he used to use a Scotty Cameron, and I don't think any of those companies have paid him.
Oh.
That's my opinion. I think a lot of these guys stay free agents on their putters because they feel like that is so feel oriented, and they want the ability to be able to move around.
We
You
should
know what I
take a
mean?
deep dive next week on it.
I think we should head first. All right.
Yep.
That's next week. And that's it for this week, right here on the Dan's Golf World Show, brought to you by the one and only Sports Illustrated.